What's going on, guys? Welcome back. In today's video we have a 9-1 run with the CRESSELIA, still rocking that single move, and it got us to rank 9, so I am so stoked to show you these battles. There's so many good ones to watch, so let's just get right into it. I'm trying to think if there's anything I need to address from last video. I don't think so. I don't think I made any mistakes that time. So let's just get started. Okay, so in this battle we lead Registeel, and so again, the only way you can beat Registeel is if you land Surfs and they don't shield them and you don't get hit with Focus Blast. So it's pretty much like a 1 in 10 chance of winning this. So I just go for it, and then I notice if they start shielding, I don't think I'm gonna win, I switch out. So that's the whole goal, is to avoid getting hit with Focus Blast. So you're gonna see here I'm going straight Surfs. And it's funny, at this point in time I was thinking, I wonder if they'll ever shield bait me with Flash Cannon, because they have enough time to get to Focus Blast every time, but he does bait me with Flash Cannon, and at this point I'm like, okay, I need to get out of here. So I throw Surf, and then I run, and I come in with Swampert, which scares him away, or scares her away to switch out. She puts Lapras in, and then I go straight for the Earthquake, trying to land a big heavy hitting move, because they weren't shielding anything, and we land it, so that was awesome. So yeah. So now I'm just going to kind of play this out. I'm just going to go for, I think, Hydro Cannon, because I don't know if I'll have enough time to get to another Earthquake. So I already landed one, so I'm happy at this point. I'm just going to try to spam Hydro Cannon. So that's exactly what I do. And this one will knock me out. I have no shields, so that's fine. I think Swampert did a good job, even though I can't use it for Registeel. I think it's okay. So now he switches back to Registeel, and I quickly switch out because I'm trying to avoid that Focus Blast. As soon as I saw her switch that thing in, I immediately ducked out. So I took the Flash Cannon with CRESSELIA, which was nice because CRESSELIA can tank those no problem. And I go for the Moonblast, and they shield because they have energy, so makes sense. They're going to throw one more charge move at us, and we're going to just tank it. And then it's kind of a race to the charge move here, and we just miss it. We tied the CMP, it looks like, or we tied, and they get the Flash Cannon, but we still got enough health. We still survive, because CRESSELIA is just a tank. I actually did not want to throw it at that point, but yeah, so we knock it out, and they switch into Lapras, which was kind of peculiar to me. So I switched into my Lapras. I was saving that CRESSELIA just in case. But because their Lapras was so low on energy, I could just farm the crap out of it, and that's what we did. And so at this point, there wasn't gonna be much they could do because we just had so much energy. The clock is already running out, but we go straight for the Ice Beam just because we have a ton of energy. So we go for Ice Beam, and we go for a Surf. And this is actually how close this match was. If I didn't get the Surf off in time, we might have lost the timeout. But because we landed it, look at the Swampert's health. We just eke out that win there with the timeout. So that was a crazy, crazy battle. Just ducking and bobbing and weaving that Registeel because we did not want to get hit with a Focus Blast, and that ended up saving us. So yeah, second game, Snorlax. Again, Snorlax is neutral to Ice Beam and Surf, so you could pick whatever you want to throw. I'm trying to figure out what the best combination of moves is to the most efficiently feint a Snorlax. It's probably maybe like 2 Ice Beams and then maybe a Surf. I'm not sure. I have to experiment with that, but the fact is they don't often shield in the beginning, so I like to throw Ice Beam just because it does more damage. And they're most likely not going to shield anyways, so I just go for Ice Beam. And then if they see that they're losing the lead matchup, then I'll start baiting with Surf. And it usually works. You can usually get a shield out of them when that happens. And so it looks like that's what I go for here. I go for a Surf because they're going to have to shield if they want to win this matchup, and then hope that I don't shield. So they burn both their shields. They're trying desperately to win switch advantage, but I'm not giving it up. So I shield, and I'm like, nope, I'm keeping switch advantage. We're both down to no shields, and so I want switch advantage. And so that's perfect because they come in with a Poliwrath, and now I can come in with CRESSELIA and keep control of this match. And so that's why it was very, very important that I kept switch advantage. It was definitely worth burning all the shields that we had. And so now we come in with CRESSELIA. Poliwrath won't be able to do hardly any damage to CRESSELIA unless it had Hydro Pump, but it's not a common move set because Dynamic Punch is so much more powerful against Registeel. So yeah, and like Lapras and stuff. So it's just a better move to have, so you don't really have to worry about it. So then they switch into Cresselia, or Giratina, and then I switch into Swampert. And really, this should be a matchup we can win with shields down because we can get to 2 Earthquakes before they can feint us down. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go for 2 Earthquakes to feint this Giratina, and we should be able to win the match from here. So Dragon Claw doesn't do a lot of damage. And we just get to the Earthquake, so yeah. I mean, you should be able to do that every time as long as you start with even energy. So yeah, so that was a good thing there. And then at this point, I'm fine with whatever the Poliwrath throws because we did our job of knocking out the Cresselia, or the Giratina, sorry. So we come in with Cresselia. We got a Moonblast. This is going to be good games here. They're not going to be able to do anything. And there you go. So we take game 2. Alright, so let's see what we got in game 3. We're going to be leading with Swampert in this game. So with this one, you got to watch out for Earthquake. It does a big chunk of damage. And so I'm kind of expecting it here. I don't know why. My gut was telling me an Earthquake was coming, so I put up a shield, and it was an Earthquake, so that was a good shield. Then they give up switch advantage, so I'm like, okay, do I need to swap? But then they bring in Snorlax, which is neutral to both of our moves. And so I'm like, okay, I can just stay in because my Swampert could fight their Swampert, and my Cresselia can also beat their Swampert. So I'm not really worried about Swampert, to be honest. So I'm kind of preserving them just in case like something comes out that I need to use it for, like a Registeel or something else. So I stay in, and they're not shielding, so yeah, so they must not really care about this Snorlax too much because they just let it go down. And so we're still in with Lapras. We're still doing work. And then Giratina comes out. So I'm wondering, yeah, I don't know if it was the best play to not knock out my Lapras because they had a Giratina. They really did need to get rid of my Lapras because it is a menace to their team. So yeah, so we do a big chunk of damage on like the Swampert, I think, and Giratina. We knock out the Snorlax all with one Pokemon. So we're very, very much ahead in this game. Ancient Power, not the recommended move anymore because they nerfed it, but I mean, if you do get that, it's like a 1 in 10 chance, I believe now, to get the double buff. And if you can get it, it's awesome, but it's just not very common for that to happen. So yeah, I switch into Swampert, and I have a shield, so I'm actually predicting a shield bait here, so I decide not to shield, and I was correct. It still does a big chunk, but not as much as Earthquake does. So then I have enough time to get to an Earthquake, and down goes Swampert, and then Giratina. I have a shield, so I'm going to get to a Earthquake regardless. And so yeah, this is going to be good games. So we did some good shielding there. We shielded that Earthquake from the Swampert, then we didn't shield the shield bait Hydro Cannon, and yeah, so that helped us do good. And we knocked out their Snorlax. So they quit at the last second, and we take game 3. Okay, so game 4 is going to be one of the few times where I actually voluntarily give up switch advantage. So you're going to see here, I'm going in against a Lowland Muck. Again, both moves are neutral. So just like Snorlax, you want to do more damage, throw Ice Beam. They're both pretty much same damage per energy. And so I go for Ice Beam. I tend to go for Ice Beam just because when a Pokemon is fully healed, they'll tend not to shield. Just because they know it won't KO them. But I had a feeling Gunk Shot was coming, but I didn't shield anyways, so that might have been a mistake. So I go Surf because I want to just get some more damage out. And then they shield. Okay, so now I'm thinking, okay, they don't want to give up switch advantage. So I decide to shield just because I have 2, and I'm like, okay, maybe they won't shield this next one. And maybe I'll still win switch advantage and get a shield, which is ideal situation. But they double shield, so they clearly want switch advantage. And at this point, I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to let it go and just take my chances and farm it with Swampert. Because I have Swampert, I should be able to farm it up before it hits me. And so that's what I do, and then it has Meganium, so this is not good. We're not looking good here. At least we have a shield. That's the one thing still holding us up. So I switch because I'm not taking a Frenzy Plant. Then they switch into Swampert, which is, okay, this is a much better matchup. So I'm just going to go straight Moonblast, obviously. I can't go anything else, so I only have one move. So I'm going to go straight Moonblast. That's a good strategy. When you have one charge move, just go whatever one you have. That's pretty good. Okay, so we go Moonblast. I don't know if we got the debuff there. Let me check my notes. I wasn't watching. I'm not sure if we did, so I missed it. But we're gonna go for it here. Hopefully we'll get it this time. And it lands, and we don't get it, but it's okay. We're way ahead here. I don't even need to shield anything. An Earthquake will not knock us out from here, but it's only Hydro Cannon. I think at some point they should have just went for the Earthquake because that would have done more damage, but maybe they didn't think they'd get to it in time. So yeah, now we have an energy advantage on their Meganium. So then once I get hit with this, I'm going to switch out if it doesn't KO me because I don't want it to farm. So I switch out, and now I need to get a Hydro Cannon or otherwise we lose. So we get to the Hydro Cannon. Swampert can beat Meganium to their charge move by 1 quick move, 5 Mud Shots to Hydro Cannon, 6 Vine Whips for Frenzy Plant. So I had to rely on my speed to win that game, and we just squeak it out. Game 5, I hate Lucario. I don't know if I mentioned that. It is just such a bait Pokemon, just like a Lowland Muck. Like, it's a really baity Pokemon. Once I got Aura Sphere, it just made it even more difficult to play against because you don't know whether it's going to throw Power Up Punch or Aura Sphere. Aura Sphere hits hard, and I did properly shield there. So that was good. And then they swap out to take the Hydro Cannon. That was that was a huge blow to us because we wasted a lot of energy. So yeah, they're doing pretty good. They're playing pretty good right now. They're tough. So I go for an Earthquake. I'm like, okay, if I can land this, I might be back in it. And we do land it. So okay, we're back in it. Let's see what happens. Ooh, I don't get to the Hydro Cannon. So that was close. That was really close. Here I'm not going to shield because there's no point. I'm going to try to farm this Giratina down. Let's see if that helps. Alright, farming it down. Alright, so I'm going Surf right away. This will do some good damage to, I think it's neutral damage, but it does a big chunk to Lucario because Lucario is pretty squishy anyways. But man, I didn't realize how much energy it had, and I thought this was a bait, and it hit me with Shadow Ball. And then, yeah, that was not good. So I go for the Moonblast. And I think this will knock it out maybe if it... Yeah, this does knock it out. So getting hit with that Shadow Ball definitely might have put the nail in the coffin for us because now we don't even have... Even if we shield this, they can just go straight Body Slam and knock us out. So the only maybe glimmer of hope is if I can get a debuff here. And we don't get it. So this is going to be good games. This is our 1 loss. We do lose the last game in the first set, but I am happy because 4-1 is always amazing. Yeah, even at the top of the top level, you'll still gain points for a 4-1, so that's always good. All right, game 1, new set. Shiftry, this one's tough. For Science, I decided not to shield because I wanted to show you guys how much damage it does, and I also wanted to know, and it does a lot. So I'm like, oh crap, I could not let another Leaf Blade go through. And so I have to shield it. Gonna have to shield this one, otherwise I lose. So yeah, definitely shield. The only positive thing is our ice shards do super effective damage. And so all I need to do is go for a Surf here, and I can probably farm it down with ice shard. And that was kind of close, but I was ready to shield anyways to keep switch advantage. But luckily we got switch advantage, we got a shield, so that actually worked out a lot better than I expected. Okay, so Lapras Registeel is really straightforward. It's as straightforward as it gets. You go Surf, avoid Focus Blast. If you don't care about your Lapras, obviously don't shield, but yeah, that's pretty much the strategy for Registeel. So now I have switch advantage. I come in with Swampert, and I'm just going to go for any charge move I can go for. So Hydro Cannon's pretty good. I mean, obviously Earthquake's better, but I'm going to shield this up, and it was a Focus Blast, so that was a good shield. They swap out, so then I swap out. I'm saving that Swampert for Registeel. And that Registeel now has no energy, so we're in a good spot. We should be pretty good here. Earthquake, yep, that hurts, but we still got a lot of HP left, and let's see if this Moonblast does anything. Oh, we get it! Debuff, let's go. Alright, so now I'm really not worried about this Earthquake that will be coming through. It does do a good chunk, but not as bad as before. And we're gonna go Moonblast, of course. And they shield, so that was kind of, and we get the debuff again. Oh man. Dude, it's so nasty when you get 2 debuffs in a row. It's just like, it's like borderline unfair. So, Yeah, so now we have enough energy. We would have got a Moonblast off and then been able to... I mean, that would have been close, but we probably would have got to Earthquake or at least a Hydro Cannon before. The Focus Blast wouldn't have KO'd us, so we had that one in the bag. Alright, Lucario again. I decide, new strategy, just switch into Swampert right away. And they come in with Giratina, so this is okay. I just have to land an Earthquake. If I can land one, we're good. So here we go. Boom, we land it. Perfect. Alright, so now we're back in it. I hate Lucario, so we're not fighting Lucario, so I'm okay right now. Just gonna go for... I don't think I'm gonna get to Earthquake, so I have to fire this off. And it does, you know, for not being very effective, not bad. Alright, so I drain the Switch Clock. This is kind of a technique I'm trying to implement more, like when I'm ahead. Well, not in this game, but like let's say in like any other game when I win the lead matchup, and then they knock me out with their second Pokemon, I'm ahead in health, and so I'll tend to just let the clock drain all the way down to 1, just in case I need that timeout strategy at the very end. Because if you're ahead, I like to really take control of the match, and I'll even let the clock work against my opponent. And I want that pressure to be put on them, because it forces them to make mistakes, and then that's how you win more matches. And so that's kind of how my thought process goes. When I'm ahead in a match, I win that lead matchup, their second Pokemon knocks me out, I'll take my time, I'll go all the way down to 1. If I'm remembering, I'll go down all the way to 1, and then I'll come in. And that just gives them less time to come back. And so yeah, that's a strategy that I'm working on. And so far I think it's been working. Sometimes it maybe can backfire, but you know, that's just with anything. But I think on average, it should help over the long run. Okay, so Lucario. Oh, I forgot to mention, that was the time I did shield properly. So yeah, I did shield those Shadow Balls properly that time, which was really, really good. Because yeah, those do tons of damage, and I correctly predicted the Shadow Balls. I don't know why, I thought Lapras had more health there, so that was kind of stupid. So I come in with Moonblast, and this should KO. Yeah, it KOs, and then we overcharge that last one, so we get to the Moonblast to knock out Lucario. So good games there. And let's talk about Moonblast just a little bit more. When you get with Psycho Cut, it does 9 energy per Psycho Cut. So when you get to 7, you charge Moonblast, and then you can only do 4 more until you start overcharging your energy. So like, you can only go up to 100 energy. If you do more than 4 Psycho Cuts after you charge a Moonblast, you're just wasting excess energy. And I did that in one of those last battles, but it didn't end up hurting me. But yeah, just now I looked that up. Now you know 11 Psycho Cuts is 99 energy. And so just so you know, so you don't overcharge. But with that new update, you're gonna be able to see when your energy runs out anyway. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that, to be honest, but it does make the game easier to play for beginners, so I guess that's why they did it. Anyways, Registeel versus Lapras, you already know what the strategy is, so I don't really need to explain it. Just surf it down and avoid Focus Blast. But when you're this low, I usually don't shield because Surf doesn't do that much damage anyways. I'd rather save my shield for Pokemon that really need it. And so I come in with Swampert, they switch out, then I switch out. So I did have switch advantage there. Hydro Cannon, awesome. We predicted the shield bait, and then they quit. So that was actually a really quick win there. So yeah, we won the switch. Like, they just didn't think they were going to win that one, so save some time and quit. All right, Cresselia, just like last video or the video before, I forget where I talked about it. It's just neutral damage, so just like a Lowland Muck, Snorlax, I tend to go for Ice Beam first because Cresselia is so tanky, they most likely won't shield. And I take the Future Sight. That hurt a little bit. But I go Ice Beam, they don't shield, so I'm gonna probably go for it again. And then once they realize they're behind, that's when I'll start to shield bait. So I go for Ice Beam again, and they most likely won't shield it. And now they're noticeably behind. They're already in the red, and we're not. And so I'll shield this one, and that's a good shield. So now they're like, oh crap. They're starting to think they might lose this. So they're probably going to shield this one just to see if they can land another Future Sight. But I do not want to get up switch advantage. So I'm going to shield anyways. And so it is a Future Sight. And now they switch. and I decide to throw a Surf and then switch. Or actually Ice Beam. Yeah, Ice Beam. That does more damage. And so I do it, they shield, then I switch out, just to kind of preserve the Lapras, just in case they have like a Giratina in the back or something, and I need Ice Shards for any reason. I get hit with the Hydro Pump though, that really hurt. Oh man, that was tough. That scared me a little bit, because I was like, oh no. But then I did get the Hydro Cannon off, so I'm like, okay, let me come in with Lapras, see if I can get a Surf off. And we just get there. That was kind of lucky. We just get to a Surf. Whew, this was a tough one. Alright, so Togekiss. Alright, I wish I had saved my Lapras for that, but that's okay. Cresselia does very well against Togekiss, so especially if I had another move like Future Sight. But I don't, so I go Moonblast anyways. It does a huge chunk, and if we got a debuff, it'd be even better. But we're still good. We're gonna get hit, I believe, Flamethrower. Yeah, this one doesn't do much damage. So we go Moonblast again, but they switch out, and I throw anyways because I know that, yeah, I can still win. So I just go to the Moonblast again, and we take that one. So yeah, that was a pretty close game. At least I was farming up energy, so I had enough time to get to. Togekiss had already thrown a Flamethrower. It takes forever to charge, so I wasn't really worried about them beating me to the charge move. So yeah, take that win. Game 5, we got one of the coolest looking Pokemon in Ultra League right now. I don't know if I recommend using it, but I mean, look how cool that Blastoise is. He doesn't care that this Hydro Cannon is going to go unshielded because it's not very effective. He doesn't care, he's throwing it anyways, and I'm just going to take it because it doesn't do anything. So I'm going to throw Ice Beam. They're also not very effective. We're just throwing not very effective attacks at each other. But I'm not really too worried about Blastoise, to be honest. I don't know if it's like that strong of a Pokemon for Ultra League. I don't know, maybe it has its place somewhere, but I don't really like it for Ultra League. Maybe it's just because against Lapras it's not good. I don't know. But it does have Ice Beam, which is good against Giratinas. But yeah, this poor Blastoise is not doing well. And I'm gonna shield, and I'm trying to farm it, and this is where I kind of got a little overconfident, and I have to shield. I can't give up switch advantage now. I put too much energy into that one, literally farming up the energy. So now I'm just gonna go for Surfs. I'm gonna hope to get double Surf going against this Muck, and I do get it. I actually could have gone for an Ice Beam, it looked like, but that was really close. I wanted to make sure to get 2 Surfs off. They do shield, so that's good, but it does have a lot of energy now, so I don't want to go in with a Cresselia and get hit with a bunch of Dark Pulses, so I go with Swampert. And I know it's still going to hurt, but at least my quick moves are super effective, and it'll put a little bit more pressure on them. So Hydro Cannon, and we also charge fast, so that's another reason why I went with Swampert. I mean, in general, you want to go with Swampert, but you know what I mean. Okay, Clefable. All right, this is a decent matchup for us. I was really worried about something, I guess a Giratina maybe, I don't know. But yeah, Moonblast does quite a bit of chunk damage. This is looking pretty good. We're in the green, they're in the yellow. Meteor Mash doesn't do a whole lot. Charm doesn't charge very fast, so I'm gonna overcharge a little bit. Go for the Moonblast. And that does take it out. Actually left a sliver of health. I get 1 Psycho Cut in, which is good because only 2 more, I think. I think that was 2, and I get to a Moonblast. And it's really close. And I try to swap, but I don't know why. I don't even think I needed to do that. I forgot that I had Swampert. But man, was that close. Look at that. Ooh! You can't even see my health at that point. That was, man, what a way to end that 2 sets. And that's all I played today was 2 sets. So we went 4-1, 5-0, and I'm going to collect the rewards here. I don't think it was anything good. I think it was a Beldum or something. But anyways, look at that. Rank 9, let's go. 2501, so I'm super stoked with that. I didn't actually calculate. I forgot where I was yesterday, 24, 29 maybe. So that was, what, 72 points, I think, in 2 sets. So I will take that. So if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any questions or want to leave a comment about how you've been doing in Ultra League, or just have any questions in general, please comment in the comment section below. and I will be happy to talk to you guys. And so hope you guys have some good luck in your sets, and we will talk to you guys in the next one.